Hello people, welcome to the another video manual from Ellison Technolab. In today's manual, we would show you about how to create users, campaigns and lift into the dialer. So we have already considered that you have some basic knowledge around the dialers, the basic usage of it and how do we do the basic configurations. So let's skip the details, and if you have any doubts there would be a detailed overview about the dialer as well in the another video. So for this today's video of adding users, campaigns and list, we would be using our in-house developed contact center solution that is known as Dialshri. So let's start with adding the users. For doing this, you have to go into this user's main menu where you would be able to see user listing, user stats and user status at the options. So let's click on the user listing. So after doing this, you would be able to see the number of users which are already present over here. I would just reduce the filter size so that you would be able to see it in the same page. So these are the users which are already present into the dialer. So I would show you how to add a user. So this is the button which is present over here is for adding the user. So adding the user would give you the details, it would require the details input from the admin side. So this is user number. So for instance, we would start using, demo. Maybe we would type demo user. Okay. So just give a password as a demo user again. I would just write it as demo user, and user level you have to select. Now the thing is 8 and 9 would be the admin and 1 to 7 would be the agent. So you decide the level which you have to give. If you want to have the user only be able to log in into the agent page, then you have to select 1. If you want the agent or the user to be an admin, then you have to select 9 as the user level. So there would be multiple groups already done. Okay, which are already present into this. All admin user groups would give you the access for everything. You can have the user segregated according to the requirement. So it is not necessary that like the campaigns or the users which are made would only be related to one particular process. There can be multiple processes running into the same server. So here is the user group which where we have to select, and it would segregate the users from each other. So this is it. You can just click on add. I would just select it as Ellison test. So I've created it for this demo. So it is already you can just see that it has been added, and then you can select the admin interface options, like which options you want to give the details, like modify users, delete users. This options you can edit it over here and you can save it as per your requirement. So the drawback of adding a new user is that when you add a new user, you have to set each and every options. So maybe there is a possibility that there would be one admin user already present into the server. You need to have a different admin user altogether, but for a different group. The parameters and the access would remain same, but the group would be different. So adding a new user again and then creating the parameters, giving the access would be a lengthy process. So there is one more option called as copy user. So I would just once again I would go in user listing, and if you can see over here, this button shows copy user. So once you click on it, just write as a demo user 2, as this has to be a unique ID, the user number or whatever the users you are creating, it has to be unique. If it is given as same, it would not take the inputs and it would give you the error. Okay, so I'm just writing it as demo user and then demo user 2. The user number everywhere should be unique. The full name can be same, the description can be same, and the source user you have to select where actually you want to give the access, like demo user 2 should have the access of, if suppose I would just select demo. Okay, so this is demo user. So whatever permissions and access I have given to demo user, the same parameters and same access would be given to demo user 2 if you select the source user. So I submit it, and you would be able to see that the user has been copied successfully. And then you can just check whether it has been added or not. So you see this demo user 2, we did not have to add anything, you did not have to edit anything. It just copied all the parameters from the demo user to this demo user 2. So this is all about the user addition. Next we move on to campaigns. So now campaigns would be it may be a survey campaign, it may be just outbound campaign, it may be an inbound campaign. So in order to do this, you have two types. Same as user, you can add a new campaign or you can copy a campaign. Adding a new campaign is not preferable because we have some values which we have to set by default in order to campaign, in order to work, in the procedure should be proper, the campaign should work properly. So we have some parameters change when we make campaign. So addition of that campaign, adding a new campaign and then again editing the features parameters becomes a hectic job. So I would just show you how to add a campaign just for demo purpose, but you should have a background knowledge about the parameters, about the details, about the functions of the campaign, so that you can, if you want to add a new campaign, then you can add it out. So I would just write it as demo Ellison, demo ELI. Okay, so ID cannot contain like multiple words. It has some constraint, like you cannot add beyond a particular limit. So I would just select as longest wait time. I'm just setting up the by default or basic functionalities of this. So once you have done, you can just submit, and you can see that campaign has been added successfully. Now here comes the part where you have to add, or where you have to actually edit the details of the campaign. So like for instance, you can see that recording, if I select campaign, recording turns out to be on demand. Whereas normally if you are going into campaign, you have the calls to be recorded. Most of the people want the calls to be recorded. So here this type of settings get by default options. That is for campaign recording. For adding a new campaign, it would be on demand. It would not be all force. So you have to change the parameters. So let's move to the simplest part. That is, if you go in campaigns main again, and if you select this button as copy campaign, then the same thing we have to do. Now we have to see, I will show you demo ELIS and demo campaign name. Again, the campaign ID should be unique. If you type if you add or if you type anything which is already been saved, it will not take. Now I would just select the source campaign as Ellison campaign. Okay, so demo ELIS is the campaign ID which we are creating a new campaign, and the source campaign is the Ellison campaign. So whatever features are been activated to Ellison campaign would get saved into demo ELIS. So if I submit this, then you would see that the campaign has been copied from Ellison. So whatever features, whatever parameters were enabled, were disabled, were edited into the Ellison campaign have been successfully copied to this campaign. So it's like, if you want the same campaign for a different group, or maybe this may be the case, the same features of the campaign you want it for a different group, then you have to change the name itself by copying the campaign, and you can select the source campaign as the campaigns which you want the same features. So you can do it like this, and this is all about adding the campaigns by two ways. Either you can add a new campaign or you can copy the campaign. So next is adding the list. So list is nothing but where actually you would be not having any copying function. You have to add the list every time. So list is used in order to upload the leads. Leads is nothing but the number, the data which we would be calling out from the campaigns. So list, for adding a new list, you have to click on this button. I would just show it again. You have to click on this button, add a new list. Okay, once you click on the button, the list ID again should be unique. It cannot be as same as the another list ID, and it should be numbers. So for instance, we had typing 9876543. So list name is demo Elizen, list description is demo Elizen, and list name and list description can be same. Campaign I am selecting as what we created sometime before, that is demo ALI, or maybe demo ALIs we would select, and then you have to select the active or inactive. Then once you click on submit, the list would be added successfully. So this is all about adding the users, campaigns and list. If you have any doubts regarding this video or regarding this manual, you just leave it in the comments below and we would get back to you to the earliest. And please do subscribe to this channel and press the bell icon so that you get the new updates of our video uploading, and we would keep on uploading this type of video manuals in future. Thank you so much and have a nice day.